Timo freaking Meier is no longer a San Jose Shark. I'm a little flabbergasted. I mean, we all knew it was coming. Honestly, let's be honest. Real talk, me and you. We all knew it was coming. We all knew this was coming. Everyone knew it was going to Devils. They said. I remember seeing a tweet. They said the Devils said, "Hey, before you make a decision, before if someone throws you an offer and you're really considering it, come back to us. Let us know. We'll work something out. We'll come back and we'll talk to you." And I was like, okay, well they're really serious about this. I think Doug Fitzgerald is the GM of the New Jersey Devils. He was really serious. So like, hey, good for him, man. Like excited for them to get the Timo Meier. And I'm blown away. I'm a Sharks fan. I love the Sharks. I think they're great. They're my second favorite team. Red Wings are my favorite. But I'm so pumped for them. I'm so excited I'm more excited for Timo Meier. And I'm excited for what the Sharks are going to be able to do with these pieces. I honestly think they should have got more, but that is my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you like this video. Comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Let me know if you think they got ripped off, or you thought it was fair, or whatever you think. Let's go over real quick. I'm gonna kind of jump through a couple parts. We're not gonna hit every part in depth because there's so many pieces. But I want to take some of the big pieces in that are the really more important ones that make sense. So jumping over. So we can see we have New Jersey Devils getting Scott Harrington. This is more of a smaller move. So I'm gonna jump over to Scott Harrington's Cap Friendly page. So he is 29 years old. This is more of a contract move. It felt like they were just kind of shoring up some defense. You can see Scott Harrington again. This is an NHL player, so he has been playing for a long time. Like if you see with the Blue Jackets and everything, he has played 28 games and got 7 points so far. So he's doing fine. But let's jump over to the next couple pieces. I'm going to knock out New Jersey real quick before we hit Timo Meier because we all know Timo Meier. We all heard how good he is. I know how good he is. You should know how good he is too. He's almost on I think he's on a 40-goal pace, which is awesome for him. I'm so excited for him. We'll go Zachary Edmond real quick. Goalie, young prospect. He is 22 years old, drafted 176 overall. So again, he's a prospect, which is, I mean, I'm surprised that this is where I'm a little not nervous, I'd say, but I'm like, why are the Sharks sending prospects over? To me, that they shouldn't be sending prospects. They should be sending Timo Meier and Scott Harrington, maybe the 5th round pick. These guys shouldn't make sense. But now the other thing that you have to consider is how many spots they have on their roster. So if we jump over to the Sharks page real quick, you can see they have their contracts are 48. So you can see right here 48. So they had to move some contracts. So they decide which prospects made the most sense. Okay, because they wanted to pick up one of the big ones. They wanted to pick up was Shakir Mukham Aladulan. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyways, he's one of the big pieces. He's a first round draft pick, 20th overall for the Sharks. Again, knock out the Devils real quick. Santeri Hakatera, 22 years old. Again, the nice thing is he's Finnish, so I know the Devils have quite a few Finnish players. He is locked up. He's RFA, so they locked him up for a little bit. Again, young player, so it's just, again, another prospect, another contract move. Jumping over again, Tamir Imgralov, I think it is, left winger. Again, low draft pick, 164th overall, 22 years old. Again, he's an RFA, but his contract's up to the year. I imagine these are some of the contracts that New Jersey will decide not to renew. So we'll see if they do that. But again, that kind of knocks out the bigger pieces, plus the 5th round draft pick from Colorado. Again, I don't know why they got a draft pick. I mean, I could throw it in there, I guess, but it's a huge trade. By the way, there's 13 pieces. You can see there's 6 pieces over here. There's 7 pieces over here. It's wild, honestly. So, and honestly, they saved a bunch of money too. They didn't get too much on the cap hit actually, which is crazy. So the big piece. Let's jump over to Timo Meier. Okay, so Timo Meier was making $6 million. He was on the last year of his contract. You see $6 million. So the Sharks did retain 50% on his contract. So it's only a $3 million. You can see $3 million hit to the New Jersey Devils. Okay, let's jump over to see Timo Meier, the dynamic player. And this is one of those where I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like Timo Meier is the equivalent to Alex DeBrincat in the sense that you have a rebuilding team or a retooling team like Timo Meier. Why aren't you keeping him? If you're not planning on rebuilding and retooling, you want to keep a player like this. If you're Chicago, you're rebuilding, you want to keep a young player like Alex DeBrincat because He's going to be good. He's going to be a leader in your team. So why would you give up that type of player? So again, a little confusing to me. So you can see right here, San Jose Sharks right here. He's got 30 goals here. He's got 35 goals here. He's got 31 goals here. He's on track again to probably break 40 goals. 40 goals. So again, he's a great player. He's 66 points, 78 games, 49 points, 70 games. I mean, he puts up points, but mostly you're going for that scoring touch. Well, let's be honest, okay? He put some bodies on. Look at 54 penalty minutes last year, 25 this year. Probably focusing more on his scoring, but you can see he's a great player for a great price. The big scary thing was a $10 million qualifying offer, which is in that wasn't. I don't think it was going to scare off the New Jersey Devils because they were just looking to see. They're looking to probably extend him long term, and if they don't. By the way, the cool thing about Timo Meier is that if you don't extend him, you can flip him at the draft because he's still an RFA. You can trade his rights for another first round pick, and the Devils could actually recoup a first round pick back. I'm sure they could. I mean, that's not a problem for them. They can get a first round back. So it's a kind of a win-win in that sense. Where if you look at the New Jersey Devils, they moved out some people. They moved out Zetterlund, which I'm surprised they did that. Andreas Janssen, who is just a AHLer. He's kind of a bigger contract. You have Nikita Optaku, I think he's a prospect. Yeah, he's a 22-year-old prospect, and he is got one more year left on his until he's an RFA. So again, there's some options. This is another prospect, not a huge prospect. If you look at him, he was in the end of the second round, so almost the third round. So not a great prospect, but he does have a chance to become an AHLer. And again, if you go over to Shakir Mahok, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm so sick. I'm all stuffed up and everything, so I'm just trying to make my way through. But I'm still excited about this. It's wild. First round draft pick again, 20th overall. He does have some time left on him. He is in the KHL right now, so that's one thing I do want to emphasize. He is in the KHL. So let's jump over to his DB page. So here's the DB page right here. We got he did play a little bit in the AHL, and the playoffs didn't put up 2 points, 2 assists, and everything. So, but playing in the KHL now, mind you, the KHL is essentially the AHL, NHL equivalent of Russia. So, and at 21 years old, he's probably not getting as much playing time. Unfortunately, they don't have his playing time listed here on HockeyDB. But he is doing well. 25 points in 67 games. Now, people don't put up the same amount of points in a league like the KHL as they do in the NHL or AHL. So, but I mean, he is still young. By the way, also you got to think about this way too. Like in the AHL, they emphasize building up prospects. SHL, they emphasize building up prospects because we know these people are going to go to the NHL. In the KHL, they're like, no, we're not gonna build you up just so you can leave. Like, it doesn't make sense. Also, by the way, 25 points in 67 games is okay for a forward. He's a defenseman. He's a shoots left defenseman, 6'3". I mean, tall guy. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him to play. He's not playing on a great team. Not to my knowledge, it's not one I'm very familiar with. But again, this is great for a defenseman. I'm excited. Look at this. And my plus minus is not the best indicator of everything. By the way, I'd love Dude Wipes right here. I wish they sponsored me. It'd be funny. Dude Wipes. Plus or minus is the reason plus or minus is not a great stat. It's an okay stat, but if you have a higher stat like 16, it makes sense because you only accumulate pluses or minuses on the even strength. So right, so on all of his even strength plays, he has been on the ice 16 times for 16 more points or 16 more goals than he has not been. Right, so there's been 16 more goals scored when he's on the ice even strength than not. So then scored against him. So that's a pretty interesting stat as well. So this is a pretty, again, big trade. I think Timo Meier, I mean, clearly the biggest piece. I just exited out of his DB, but he's the biggest piece. The other thing I wanted to go over is a couple of the conditions. This is going to, I mean, you can see this. You need to pause the video and read it. It makes sense why you should. I'm going to read through it and trying to break it down as easy as I can. And just kind of go real quick through these. By the way, Andreas Janssen, another point, I think he will get some time in the Shark system just because he now has a little more freedom. He's a little bit better player than some of the players on the Sharks. So he'll get some time, and I'm curious when Shakir will be coming over. But anyways, Let's jump over to the pieces. The 2023 first round pick conditional. Conditions are if the pick is a top 2 selection in 2023, New Jersey will transfer their 2024 pick to the first round. Again, I don't think it's going to be top 2 because they're planning on making the playoffs, so it's really moot point. They're going to get the 2023 first round pick, right? Other conditions. So now we're talking about the 2024 second round pick from the New Jersey Devils conditional. If the New Jersey Devils make the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals and Meier plays 50% of the games. So that means that they're retaining him this year and they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's the third round. It means they won the second round, they won the third round, and they're playing in the third round, and Meier plays half those games. Then the pick becomes a first. Or, let's say none of that happens this year, right? And they decide to move on from Meier. Let's say they move on from Meier, right? They don't make the Eastern Conference Finals. They move on from Meier. And in the following year, in 2024, they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Then also the pick will become a 2024 first. So either way, they have to go to the finals. They have to go to the finals. And if it's this year, Meier plays in 50% of the games. So that includes if he gets hurt or anything. So that makes sense, okay? So that actually wasn't as bad as I remember everyone breaking it down. It was really, really frustrating. So if the 2024 first that they get in this Toronto here is a top 10 trade, top 10, New Jersey Devils had the option to instead transfer to the 2021 fifth or 2025 first. So again, if you're making the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't think you're going to get top 10, but this is more of the condition that if they're actually that doesn't make sense. Well, whatever. They have their lawyers and everything. So should the New Jersey Devils transfer their 2023 first to the 2024 first as its top 2 projected, then they make the conference final in 2024. The San Jose Sharks will receive the 2021 fifth. Again, it's super complicated, but essentially they got to go to the Eastern Conference Finals either this year with Meier or next year without Meier. Or with Meier even. It's just if they make it, right? So it's really big. Again, I wish they would have got a little more of a guarantee. I think that they should have got a little more of a guarantee of a 2 firsts. I think the way that New Jersey was thinking is that Shakir was a first round pick, so that kind of makes sense for them. And also you're getting at least a guaranteed. So you're getting a first, and a second, and then there's a couple prospects in there and contracts to make these work. Again. So I guess that makes sense. You're getting that first. You're getting 2 firsts, but I was a little underwhelmed. I really wished. So I want to go over. We're almost done. Don't worry. The New Jersey Devils have a ton of young prospects. I want to go to them real quick and just show you what they have. What I've really liked. So let's go. We'll go on their roster. They're young players at RFA. They're not going to get Yesterbrat. They were looking at Sharon Govich. I know they were talking about that. They were talking about, I don't have my glasses on. I know they were talking about maybe Boquist. No, they weren't talking about that one. They were talking about Severson. I know they were talking about. Where is another one? Oh, we'll just go down here to their non-roster. I know they're talking about Alexander Holtz would have been sick, man. I mean, he was like a top 9 pick or something like that. There was one other one. There's Simon Nemec. I don't think they were going to get him, but that would have been stupid if they would have got him. So, again, I think I would really wish they would have gotten a more of a top draft, more of a guaranteed pick that was really working out for you as opposed to a little more developed, like Shakir, who's 21 years old, a little bit more established, but really hasn't really earned his spot in the AHL team or the NHL. Unlike these other guys where Dawson Mercer, he was a top player, and I really wish the Sharks would have got him. But either way, I'm excited for Timo Meier. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Sharks, but I'm also a fan of the player. I think Timo Meier is a great guy, great tough competitor. I think he's gonna get paid this year, so I'm excited for him. I'm really looking forward to what the Devils are gonna do with him and how they execute him. I think he's excited for the move. I am not excited for the Red Wings to verse Timo Meier. I imagine because they'll be playing in their conference now. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out and everything. I'm excited for him. Hope it's all well. Hope he's excited about the change and everything. And I can't wait to see how this all ends. Like I said, big trade. A little disappointed, but anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and love you.